Morning all. Okay, let's have one or two games this morning. So that's quite an interesting morning yesterday. Let's watch a title player while we're waiting. So, Lucky Reacher. 3 minutes, very popular at the moment. By the way, Wimbledon was very exciting. One of the top seeds was knocked out yesterday at Wimbledon, last night, by someone sort of rank 100. Very exciting stuff. Oh, Dragon King again. Okay, to start the game, day off. Quick D4. I'll let him take there if he wants to give me control of D5. Right, it's got a good control of D5 here. Can I do this pawn sack to unbalance straight away? So bishop H3 after. If it takes, it's like I don't know, like in a Grunfeld that sometimes you sack on C3 to get to the opponent's king. Oh, he hasn't gone for it. He hasn't gone for knight takes C6. Gonna put pressure on C4. Okay, a quick D5 here is possible. I think it is for that diagonal. Maybe D4 takes on C6, DC. Interesting. Or maybe not. What about, okay, knight B4. Rook C8, A6. I think the classic A6, Rook C8, B5 treatment is quite reliable. Just to sort of put pressure on that C5. But there's two knights here to tactically target. So Rook C8, B5, take knight B5, knight E5. I think here actually just getting a big centre is interesting, so I'm going to do that. It undermines his control of D5. It gives me Queen B6 as well. What more do I want? Okay. So knight E5, knight G4. It's a bit cheap. It's attacking the rook though, and F2 potentially. I think knight G4 just to prevent. Oh, he's on C6. Hold on a sec. Get rid of this. I have bishop D5 here. Is that possible? Just try and get rid of that defensive bishop. Try and use this C-file pressure and F2 pressure. The diagonal's pretty tasty there. Knight B4, just E3. There's knight C2 there. Knight C2 takes bishop B2. I think knight B4 is interesting. Knight C2, bishop B2. Hitting the rook, hitting A3, rook A2. Queen B3. Rook C1, knight D4, rook C8, knight E2 check. Okay. Alright, I think I'll go back on that one. Maybe just E6. E6 weakens D6. Oh. Okay. Like Queen A6 here, just to avoid knight B5s. Does rook C5 any use? Is E6 any use? Offering D6 up on a plate. Knight F3. He has to play E4. He plays E4. Don't know. This style looks good at the moment. What about Rook A8? Just with the idea of Rook B8 or Queen A8. Potential Knight F4 in the future. Okay. Knight B6 or Knight F6? Knight F6. He's got some weaknesses around here. How to get to them? I'm going to try and weaken his king now. Clear a plan after that F3. I play H4, King H7, Bishop H6. Bishop H6 is also possible here, just to decoy from that, but for a moment. So B5 is on the cards. I'll put my queen on maybe B7 or A8. A8 might be interesting with a pawn on H3. Knight C6 is a bit of a menace on E7, Queen B7. Okay. I'm going to try and weaken this king now. A Rook C6 and Queen A7 within the bishop, but it's not protected by the queen. Check here is possible. Knight G3. Am I losing piece off Knight G3? Where is there a nasty check? I can't see it. If I take on C3 first, then Knight G3. It's better my king maybe less exposed. I could try and use that H file. Is there a nasty tactic possible soon? Gotta be careful about this diagonal and this H file. Something like, I don't know, F6. Right, I've got Knight F4 as well, but F6 just to block this diagonal might be appropriate. Or King G7 here to stop Queen H6. Just this exchange sack to get rid of this pesky knight. And then I can play for F5, F4. If I don't do that exchange sack, E5, Rook D6, Knight F4. I think I'm going to. Can't stand that knight. So E5 and Knight F4 might be juicy. Right, so this installing a knight on F4 must be a good idea. And King G7, Rook H8. He's going to put his king on there. So Rook H8 plan. He's down to 30 seconds as well. Pretty promising on the clock. Rook H1, he loses A5. Okay, he can't get to that H file just yet. And Queen D2 doesn't work. But Rook C8 for Rook C2. Looks very dangerous. Oh, he's giving me that. Oh, it's Rook G2. King's coming up. Quite menacingly. Isn't there like just G5 or something? Isn't G5 mate? Alright, so if King H8 G5 be mate. Yeah, I think he just got too short of time. I offered some pawn here, he didn't take. Been taken. This one sort of Grunfeld a bit in reverse. Sack. What does he do here? I got a bit of pressure. Get back to the exchange. It's weakened dark squares and C4 is the target. So this Knight C2, I don't know, the B5 plan is classic. pawn sack, interesting. I thought got sort of pawns in the centre here, which are quite useful. Yeah, he's weakened his king a little bit, this diagonal, but he has got a 2-0 pawn majority over here. But he's blundered that pawn. There's only one passed pawn, and I got some things getting installed on his king here. Knight. I hope you enjoyed it. Comments or questions on YouTube. Thanks very much.